Hello viewers and welcome to the Rally of Italy then, another new rally being added to WRC4, one of several new rallies being added. Obviously we're going to be looking at one stage of that here today, but I wanted to give you guys a quick look at the environments here. You can see they've improved them quite a bit. The new rally sections do look quite a bit better as well, lots of refinements, improved trees, improved textures all around, so certainly there's a lot of, again, a few faster sections as well as we now dive in to the rally action here. It's pulling up to the line. I'm driving the Hyundai, which has been requested in the comments. We'll be using the bonnet cam to give you guys a better view of the environment, so really focusing on that environment and what you guys are going to be racing through. Nice detail, nice environment, nice look to it. Again, it's quite a slippery, gravelly surface, so but you wouldn't notice this car's actually quite grippy. It doesn't slide as well, doesn't turn in as well as some of the others, but at the same time it's reasonably solid, so it's quite easy to drive in many respects. Touch on the handbrake, just getting around these corners nicely. So the handling on this car isn't as nimble and fast as some of the top cars, but it's certainly solid, and I think if you're actually getting into the WRC class, this is probably one of the better cars to practice with in terms of initially getting involved. Some slow corners here, quite tricky, some of those number two corners around those barrier areas. It's not quite a handbrake, so you've got to brake and turn in, but you can't go too fast. You're tempted to go a little bit quicker sometimes. I think if it depends how good you are going sideways with a car at times. A bit slow around there. The car I couldn't quite get the handbrake on the way I wanted to, so it's taking it easy. There's not much speed to be found in the slow corners. So you just need to take the slow corners slow. It's some of the mid-speed corners where you can really find a lot more speed if you're angling the car correctly, getting it in nice and early. Otherwise you're always sort of hanging on the outside and backing out the power, trying to keep the car on the straight and narrow. That's a tricky corner there as well. Nearly went into the barrier, had to take it slow. The bridge was slightly longer on the exit than I expected. Faster through this section. Many of you will recognise this from the Vita version. I certainly did, so I knew where to brake this time. And again, nice detail on the surfaces, and the whole environment is nicely detailed. Some people as well. There we are. Some people. We even have some people on the stage somewhere. So working our way through this section. I'm listening intently to my co-driver's comments. Handling, what's it like? Well, again, as I say, this is slightly more grippy texture than we were driving on earlier, but at the same time, this is a very grippy car, and slightly misled there, went the wrong way, but managed to keep it going in the right direction. I'm not practicing these stages. It's actually my first time on this stage, and I wanted to just listen to the co-driver and go with the flow. So if I did this a few times and I had time to practice these stages rather than actually just get them recorded and out on the channel, then we probably see improved times. But as it happens, it's not too bad. The co-driver's comments are working well for me. It does take a bit of getting used to. And as I say, the only time I have a problem with the co-driver is when you bump a wall. And the co-driver will say, "Are you okay?" and then he'll miss 4 corners. After that, it's a bit slow getting back into the flow. Again, different textures. It's more tricky this section. It's a little bit darker through these shadows. Doesn't make a difference. Much more comfortable with the handbrake here. As I say, that was the concern with the wheel when we were playing on the T500, and I'll be practicing more of that on the PC version once we have our PC gaming start in the coming weeks, not long now. And then you'll be seeing loads more PC gaming on the channel, more than ever before. Not that there's been lots on the channel, but there will be a lot more to come. So downhill as we enter the latter part of the stage. And this has been a much better visual look. You know, again, we talk about going on a journey in rallying. They've certainly done a better job this time. I'd still like a few more straight sections. Still a bit too twisty for me. I'd like a few more high-speed straight sections. There just isn't enough of those. It's very much like, as we see, second gear, third gear. We're never really going up through the gears. So I would like to see more high-speed sections. That can sometimes affect the whole feeling of speed It's nice when you can just open the throttle a bit occasionally, but there is just so little time you can actually do that. This was quite a tricky corner. You had rocks on the inside, tree on the outside. Again, we are handbraking, but not too much. You don't want to spin the car out completely. Handbrake's tricky because once you get into a rhythm on it, you'll find that I get better and better with it on each surface. It's just, each surface is quite different in terms of how much the handbrake can affect you, so how long you need to be on it. So it takes a bit of time getting used to. And this car wasn't handbraking in the same way as some of the others, as I was saying, because of that extra grip. But we'll be looking at this in a multicam view as well. And we crossed the line, and that's it for this rally of Italy. More to come on the channel, and more from me very soon.